Alright, hey guys, CoffinSkate here, and in this video, because of the PlayStation Store for the PS3, PS Vita, and PSP is going to be shutting down within the next couple months, I kind of wanted to sit down and just talk about some games that are worth getting, some games I feel like will go up in price as well, thanks to the PlayStation Store shutting down, and yeah, so I'm going to start off with digital games I have here, and yeah, and I'm not going to cover video or Vita and PSP in this video. That will be a separate video. For now, I'm going to be covering PS3, PS2, and PS1. Um, so yeah, without further ado, I'm going to start off with the PlayStation or with the retro consoles because I feel like that's the platform that I feel most people are more worried about. For me, I'm more worried about the multi-disc games because if there's a game I really want to play, and it's like stupid expensive, I'll just find an ISO of it or a ROM somewhere and just install it on my PlayStation 1 Classic, um, or just emulate it on my PC. Um, but there are a couple multi-disc games, and I don't know how to get multi-disc games working on my PS1 Classic. So for now, if there is something I'm dying to play, and it's on the PlayStation Store for PS3, I'll just play it that way. Um, but yeah, I do have a couple here. So starting off with VibRibbon. If you're not familiar with this, it's a rhythm game made by the same people who made, I want to say, Parappa the Rapper. This game is pretty interesting because, for one, it never made its way over here to the US until it got released on the PlayStation Store. This game has a pretty interesting feature in that you can put in any audio CD, and you can play music from that CD. So, pretty neat. So I haven't really played this game a whole lot, but it's on the PlayStation Store, and yeah, so there you go. Of course, can't forget about Resident Evil. So I have Resident Evil Director's Cut, Resident Evil 2, and Resident Evil 3. Now, I mean, as you guys may know, retro games are starting to go up in price, especially when it comes to like survival horror and RPGs. The Resident Evil games are kind of climbing up there. Last I checked, so so yeah, this is a great way to get all these games and play them. I know this was the first time I ever played Resident Evil 3, and while I never finished it, it is a great game from what I played of it. So, but Resident Evil 2 and of course the original are just classic games, especially Resident Evil 2. I absolutely love this game, and the remake was even. Uh, I'd probably say like the remake even more, but the original is still an absolute classic, and I can't recommend it enough. For people who can't really stand tank controls, that might take some getting used to, but otherwise, yeah, I love Resident Evil 2. Um, so yeah. As for Resident Evil 3, like I said, I've not finished it yet, but it's a great game. And of course, the original Resident Evil is fantastic. Now, one thing I do want to note: the version that's on the PlayStation Store of the director's cut is the DualShock version. If you're not familiar with the DualShock version, that version has a completely different soundtrack and is infamous for being like a terrible version of the soundtrack, or terrible, having a terrible soundtrack. So yeah, that's why. So yeah, that might be a bit of that might cause a bit of content for some people. Possibly that's not the right word, but you get what I mean. So yeah, in other words, yeah, this game has the really terrible soundtrack. If you want to know exactly, if you don't know what exactly I'm talking about, just look up the Resident Evil DualShock OST. Look up the Mansion Basement theme from Resident Evil Director's Cut, the DualShock version. So yeah. But again, classic. I personally feel the soundtrack is so bad that it's great, and yeah. So next is Chrono Trigger. This is available on the DS as well. The Super Nintendo version is stupidly expensive, even car only. So this is a great way to get Chrono Trigger. Not the ideal version, because I mean the DS version exists, but this version also has some really bad load times. So just want to point that out. Also, as you can, actually it's covered up, but yeah, there you go. As you can tell, PS1 games also are playable on PSP and also Vita. So yeah, just figured I'd mention that as well. So, Twisted Metal, I personally prefer Twisted Metal 2, but it's still a great game. Yeah, just a classic. I haven't really played these games all too much, but they are there. Warhawk and Destruction Derby. Parasite Eve. This game I own a physical copy of. It's the wrong game. There we go. Yeah, I own a physical copy of it. This is the greatest hits. Black Label is more expensive, but even the greatest hits copy is starting to go up in price. So yeah, if you want to play Parasite Eve, this is one of my favorite games on the PS1. It's available on the PlayStation Store for what I want to say $6. Absolute steal for how much the game goes for nowadays. So, and then Parasite Eve 2. I've not really played this one a whole lot, so I don't really have much to say on it. However, I've heard this one is not nearly as good as the first Parasite Eve. But yeah, this game is also climbing up in price. I even saw it at a game store for like $50. Black Label as well. So yeah, this I think is also $6. So yeah, I can't really go wrong with that. So yeah. Now I do also have a couple games that I don't have digitally on the PlayStation Store or for PS3, and that one of them is Final Fantasy VII. Now, I do also want to point out this game is also available on other platforms. However, the PlayStation 1 version is probably going to start to go up in price because the well, for one, FF7 remake is kind of, I guess, brought back the popularity of Final Fantasy VII. So, yeah. Actually, let me switch to. Oh shit! There we go. Extreme close up, I know. But yeah, this game will definitely go up in price. I'm calling it now. Because well, I mean, it's already climbing because of the remake, but yeah, if you want to get the original PlayStation 1 version, then yeah. If you want to play the original, if you want to play the PS1 version for whatever reason, well, it's on the PlayStation Store for the PS3 for like $10, I want to say. My personal favorite Final Fantasy and my favorite game on the PS1, Final Fantasy IX. Again, this is available on a bunch of different platforms. It's available on the PC, PS4, Xbox One, Switch. So, if you've not played this yet, it is an amazing game. In my opinion, this is honestly my personal favorite. I absolutely love this game, and yeah. So, of course, I'd recommend getting like the remasters on the PS4, unless there's some stuff that I don't know about those versions that make it kind of inferior. But if you want to play the original PS1 version, well, it's on the PlayStation Store for $10. So yeah. And then lastly is Metal Gear Solid 1. This game, I'm ashamed to say I've not beaten this yet. However, it is a fantastic stealth game that I can't recommend enough. It is such a good game. If you've not played it yet, it is absolutely worth checking out. Yeah, I love this game. This game is also starting to climb up in price. Last I checked, this is also according to PriceCharting.com as well. So, I know when it comes to eBay prices, from my understanding, they're entirely 100% accurate. But point being, this game is starting to climb up in price as well. And will definitely start to climb up. Will definitely start to climb up in price thanks to the PlayStation Store shutting down. So yeah, grab this while you can. I want to say it's like $10 on the PlayStation Store. All right, next is PS2. I have. Let me actually start off with Fatal Frame. I have Fatal Frame 1, Fatal Frame 2, and Fatal Frame 3. All these are on the PlayStation Store for like $10 each. I've not touched Fatal Frame 2 and 3 because I've not beaten the first one. I know I have a Let's Play to finish for Fatal Frame 1. I'm just debating on what I should do now since I'm kind of stuck where I'm at the part I'm at. But these are well-loved survival horror games. Especially, I can really only speak for the first one because that's the only one I really played. But I guess I keep forgetting I need to switch to. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, Fatal Frame 1. Yeah, like I said, I'm doing a playthrough of this. So check out my channel if you're interested in that. I'm kind of stuck on this on a part, so not sure. I'm gonna see what I can do, but yeah, definitely want to finish my playthrough for this on YouTube, so then I can move on to the other Fatal Frames and move on to other games. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'll go straight into Fatal Frame 2 or 3. So, but anyways, yeah, these Fatal Frame 1, Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly, and Fatal Frame 3, The Tormented. well-loved survival horror games. I can really speak for the first one, like I said, but yeah, well-loved games. Twisted Metal Black. This game is also available on the PS4, but is my personal favorite Twisted Metal. I love this game. Uh, and actually, all PS2 games, if I'm correct, are $10 on the PlayStation Store for the PS3. So, and Twisted Metal Black, awesome game. My personal favorite Twisted Metal. Um, so yeah, I'd personally recommend getting it on the PS4. However, PS3 version is still really good. So yeah, I mean, it is just a re-release of the PS2 version. So yeah. Now, I've not played either one of these games, but I do want to bring these up. Shin Megami Tensei, Devil Summoner, Raido Kuzunoa versus the Soulless Army, and Devil Summoner 2, Raido Kuzunoa versus King Abaddon. I think that's how it's pronounced. So, oh shit, did not mean to do that. So, I've not played these. However, they look like really solid action RPGs. Yes, compared to other SMT games, these are actually action RPGs. That being said, I want to bring these games up because these games have gone up tenfold. These games are like over $100 last I checked. So if you want to be able to play these games, I mean, of course you can emulate them. However, if you want to get them by legal means, yeah, they're on the PlayStation Store for $10 each. So yeah, and then the Digital Devil Saga games. Now, again, these I also own physical copies for. However, I want to keep these sealed because I got these for like $20. Or, no, I got these for like less than $20 each. So I want to, and because they're still because they're sealed, kind of want to keep them sealed. I should probably zoom. Yeah, they're both still sealed, as you can tell. There we go. And so because of that, I kind of want to keep these sealed, and then so yeah, to and just hold on to them as they increase in value. So, and definitely because these games are definitely because of the. I know I keep bringing up the PlayStation Store shutting down because of it, because of the store shut down. These games will definitely go up in price. Basically anything SMT in Persona. So yeah, the Digital Devil Saga games, which I have the first two here. I bought them both for like $10 each. But outside of those, is also it's not as desirable because of Persona 4 Golden, but Persona 4 Original is on the PlayStation or is on the PS3 store. Yeah, this one will be a little more start to become more desirable. Persona 3 FES, and then this one probably not nearly as much because of the remaster that's coming out, but Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. So yeah, again, Persona. Yeah, so yeah, these games will start. I'm assuming will start to go up in price. Persona 4 probably not nearly as much because Persona 4 Golden exists on both Vita and PC, but well through Steam. But yeah, Persona 4. But most definitely Persona 3 FES I feel like will go up in price. Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne I know will probably go up in price as well. At least I think so. Probably not nearly as bad compared because of the remaster that's coming out, which I'm very excited for. But yeah, Persona 3 FES though, this will probably be one of the ones that'll really start to go up in price because of the store shutdown. So yeah, grab this while you can. So not one that I've personally finished because I can't really get over the fact that there is that you don't really have direct control over your party members. There's no direct commands option like what Persona 4 and 5 have, but besides the point. So next, this game I don't really see going up in price all too much, but I do want to bring this game up, and that's The Incredibles. This is on the PlayStation Store. It's a great game. I haven't played this in quite a while, but I do remember having a lot of fun playing this as a kid. So yeah, The Incredibles, excellent game. And then I did notice this game was actually like around $20, so I'm assuming this game will start to go in price. But Castlevania Lament of Innocence. I haven't played this game a whole lot, but from what I've played of it, kind of plays like Devil May Cry, the first one. So I've heard this game is not really that great, anyways. But yeah, if you're interested in playing this, it's on the PlayStation Store. So yeah. Um, okay. Now let's move on to PS3, and I have a lot more PS3 games. So, let me start off. Well, Castlevania Mirror HD. Not really a well-liked game, but hey, it's on there. This is also included in the Castlevania Lords of Shadow collection. I should have grabbed that, but it includes Lords of Shadow, both Reverie and Resurrection DLCs, and Mirror HD. So, which I do also want to point out. I remember correctly, uh, Sony did say that you'll be able to redeem codes that are not expired, redeem promotional codes and shit. So that being said, when it comes to Castlevania Lords of Shadow and its DLC as well as this game, after they shut down the PlayStation Store, I feel like the Lords of Shadow collection, the physical copy will probably start to go up in price because of it. Um, so that being said, yeah, you might want to possibly snag this game while you can, if you're interested in playing it. So yeah, Life is Strange. I love this game. I personally prefer Life is Strange Before the Storm over this. However, it also has a really easy platinum trophy. So for you trophy hunters out there, well, you might want to snag this while you can. Hotline Miami. I'm gonna increase the volume of this. There we go. So Hotline Miami, I love this game. It's on PS4, Vita as well. So yeah, I wouldn't really worry about this one too much. So and plus, cross-buy games are still gonna be, they're still gonna allow for cross-buy for some games. So yeah, I should probably skip those. Uh, okay, so I'll bring these up. Jak and Daxter, the HD collection. You can get the Jak and Daxter games on the PS3. They're playable in HD. And yeah, so I haven't really played the PS3 remasters outside of Jak and Daxter. This is the first time I ever ran through this game, and it is amazing. So so yeah, I'm not sure if the PS2 how much the PS2 versions go for, but and I do also point out these games are also on the PlayStation Store for the PS4. I've not really touched Jak and Daxter or Jak 3 on the PS4. However, I have played Jak 2. That game, so far, is my favorite entry. Still need to play through Jak 3, but um, one thing I will say, Jak 2, not sure about Jak 3, but Jak 2 has terrible frame rate. Actually, no, Jak 3 does have some terrible frame rate as well. So how I know that? Well, I did the debug menu thing, try to get some trophies and whatnot. So, but anyways, Jak 3 has some pretty terrible frame rate. Same with Jak 2. Basically, both those games run pretty terribly, and there's some pretty weird audio issues with the first game. I think Jak 3 also has some pretty weird visual glitches as well. So, yeah, but if you want to play them in full 16 by 9, well, actually no, the remasters can be played in 16 by 9. But if you want to play these in HD and you want and you want to get some trophies and whatnot, well, they're on PlayStation 3. So yeah, the HD collection is also available on the Vita. However, the only game that plays well is Jak and Daxter. So yeah, Saturn Blood Curse. I will mute this for people who don't feel like getting creeped out. But Siren Blood Curse, survival horror game. Um, and it's I haven't played this game a whole lot, but actually no, I did play a couple episodes. It is creepy as all hell. The music is creepy as all hell. Like, you know what? Let me unmute it. Um, here we go. Yeah, so creepy as fuck music. Not the kind of game you want to play at night in the dark if you're not brave enough with headphones. But yeah, it's a great game. It has a pretty interesting mechanic with sight jacking. So it's only on the PlayStation 3. Hopefully they do like a remaster possibly, but not sure how likely that is because Jim Ryan seems to not like retro games. So, anyways, Linger in Shadows apparently has a really easy trophies and whatnot to unlock. I've not played it, so I can't really say anything about it. So, yeah. Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Now, both of these are on Steam and they're on Xbox 360. I should also mention that as well. Some of the games throughout the rest of this video that I'm going to mention are also available on other platforms, so yeah, I figured I'd mention that now, so before I forget. But yeah, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, both playable in HD. Sonic Adventure 1, though, only plays in 4x3, but Sonic Adventure 2 plays in 16:9, and also there's DLC for both of these, so just want to point that out. So yeah, um, they're not my favorite. Sonic Adventure 2 used to be my favorite, not anymore, but I absolutely still love this game. It's a game I'm very nostalgic for, so yeah, as for Sonic Adventure, I do like this game. I never finished it, but I do like it, so yeah. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Now, this one, um, this is an interesting one. Now, this game is... Now, I would have bought a physical copy of it. However, this game has gone... The price of this game has gone up tenfold. It's like an $100 game. If you try to get the version that comes with the... if you try to get a sealed copy of the sort of day one edition that comes with the Teddy Bot bag and the cards, it's gonna run you like $200, based off what I remember, based off eBay prices. So yeah, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Yeah, it's a great fighting game. It's the best version of Persona 4 Arena. So also do note that there is a PS3 emulator. However, you do need to have a very powerful gaming PC. So yeah, that being said, if you want to play this, you will either need to have a powerful enough gaming PC to run this on your gaming PC or gaming laptop, or buy it off the PlayStation Store, which it's about $20. So yeah, it's a great fighting game. Or also alternatively, the Japanese version is also still relatively affordable. It's like about $30 game, even limited edition. So it'll be in Japanese, but hey, it's also region free. So yeah. I'll also be bringing up Persona 4 Arena later. So Metal Slug 3, that's cross-buy your other platforms. Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection Online. Now I heard the online for this game is terrible, but Tekken 5 DR. This is what many people say is like the best version of Tekken 5. I haven't played it enough to really say that I agree, but yeah, it's a great version of the game. It's in HD. Tekken 5 is one of my favorite Tekkens on the PS2, or one of my favorite fighting games on the PS2, and to be able to play it in HD is awesome. So yeah, Tekken 5. It's only on the PlayStation 3, so yeah, well, this version specifically. So yeah. I'll bring this up to Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Now, not the desirable version because it's also available on PS4, but yeah, if you're gonna play this, I recommend the PS4 version, but a PS3 version is still a pretty decent alternative. So yeah, Resident Evil Revelations 2. Again, this game is also available on other platforms. However, one thing I do want to note is that if you've not played this game, the first episode is free. So yeah, if for whatever reason you want to play it on PS3, the first episode is free. If you are interested in giving it a go, there is also a physical copy that includes all the episodes and just all the DLC. So yeah, Flower Journey, those are cross-buy. Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I guess I should unmute this. So yeah, Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I personally love this game. And yeah, I think it's a great fighting game. One thing to note with this game is that this game allows you to play as Cole from Infamous, and their name Koro and Toro are also PlayStation Japan's mascots. Yeah, they are also playable in here. I can't remember. The White Cat. I can't remember which the names of which or which one has which name, but the White Cat plays like Ryu, and the Black Cat plays like what's his name? Kazuya. So yeah, but yeah, they're in this game, and there's also a bunch of DLC, including a bunch of DLC characters and whatnot. So yeah, great fighting game. And yeah, I think the physical copy, last I checked, is actually I'm not sure how much the physical copy goes for. So, but yeah, it's a great fighting game. Infamous Festival of Blood. And also for those who have PlayStation now, some of these games are also available on there as well. But not sure for how long. But yeah, anyways, Infamous Festival of Blood. This is a spin-off title or a standalone DLC that is very good. I love the Infamous series. And this game is also really short. It's only on the PlayStation Store though, so but I love this game. The interesting thing about this version of about this game is that it takes place in the same city as Infamous 2. But the really cool thing about this game is that Cole is also becomes a vampire in this game, so he has vampire powers. So in addition to his the power of electricity, so yeah, it's a great game. I love it. I'm gonna skip over Mirror's Edge. It's a great game. If you, actually no, I'll just talk about it. Mirror's Edge, awesome game. I love this game. It's also on the PC. It's also on the PC, and Xbox 360. So if you've not played it yet, it is awesome, worth checking out. Resident Evil Revelations, again, also on other platforms, but the physical copy will probably go up in price, possibly. Not entirely sure. I honestly, I don't really think it'll go up too much because it's also available on other platforms. Like the PS4 version is much better, so yeah. Soul Calibur 2 HD Online. Now, I can't really speak too much for the online because no one really plays this game online anymore, but it is, when it comes to playing offline or offline play and whatnot, it is the best version of Soul Calibur 2. So the GameCube version though has Link in it, so if you want to play Soul Calibur, if you are a big Zelda fan and you'd rather play as Link, well, you're gonna have to shell out for the GameCube version. Otherwise, yeah, Soul Calibur 2 HD is the way to go when it comes to just straight up playing this game, no matter which version or no matter who's in it. So yeah, this version has both Heihachi and Spawn in it. So yeah. Resident Evil Code Veronica X. The PS2 version was re-released on the PS4. However, this game, if you want to play a full version, if you want to play a full HD version of this game in 16 by 9, yeah, on PS3 and 360. So yeah, and I'm not even gonna bother with Minecraft. This is available on like 80 billion different platforms. So yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with this. So but yeah, now on to some physical games. Now I do also point with these physical games. I really only stuck with games that I know are on the PlayStation Store, and will probably become a little bit more desirable whether you're into the games or not. So, so yeah, I'm gonna start off with RPGs. RPGs, especially JRPGs, will really go up in price after the closure of the PlayStation Store. And so I just want to bring up basically all the ones that I personally have a physical copy for that I know are also on the PlayStation Store. So start off with Demon Souls. I know there's the remake that exists. However, I'm bringing this game up because the PS5 is a huge pain in the ass to get your hands on right now. So, or for many people, it's a pain in the ass to get their hands on because of all the scalpers and all the bots and whatnot. So, if you've been wanting to play Demon Souls, well, the PS3 version is available on the PlayStation Store. I don't know how much it is because for whatever reason, there's a weird bug PlayStation Store on the PS3 where it doesn't even show you the price or even the add to cart option. So I don't know what is going on with that, but yeah, Demon Souls is a great game. So yeah. Class Heroes 2G. Now this game is one of the more expensive ones. It's about $45 on the PlayStation Store. However, if you want to play this, it is like really. If you want a physical copy, it is really expensive. So yeah, I mean, it really depends on which variant you get because I mean there was limited print for this game. There's a limited run of this game. So but there are different variants. Some are more expensive than others and more rare than others. So I think variants basically A through C are more expensive. The version I have is variant D. So but yeah, this will really start to go up in price. I mean, it's already quite expensive. It's about $100 game. But yeah, if you really want to play this, it's about $45 on the PlayStation Store. Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remaster. So yeah, it's also available on other platforms. So yeah, but Final Fantasy X and X-2. Final Fantasy 13 2 and Lightning Returns. Final Fantasy 13 is not on the PlayStation Store, but 13 2 and Lightning Returns are. And yeah, there's also a bunch of DLC for both of these, so yeah. Ni no Kuni, also on PS4 and Switch and PC, but a fantastic RPG nonetheless. Can't recommend this game enough. Persona 4 Arena, this game is starting to climb up in price. So luckily I was able to find this copy for like $8 a couple years ago, but yeah, it's again, it's not the most desirable version because Persona 4 Arena Ultimax exists, but yeah, this is a pretty solid fighting game regardless. Resonance of Fate, a game with a really complex battle system. I also just remember this also on the PS4, but yeah, if you want the physical copy, will probably start to go up in price thanks to the PlayStation Store closure. So, and also this is just what I personally think. Of course, I may be completely wrong. And yeah, feel free to tell me what you guys have to say in the comments. Whether you like, do you disagree on some of these? Do you agree with me on some of these? So yeah. Next, I probably should have brought this up after Persona 4 Arena, but Persona 5, and this will be brought up in a upcoming game collection update. I'm just waiting for a couple more games to show up, but yeah, Persona 5, yeah, this physical copy, which is still sealed. I have an opened copy as well, I have an opened disc-only copy as well. If I find a copy, if I find the case and insert for the game, I will gladly snag it. If it's just the case and insert only, but yeah, so this game will, the PS3 version, while it's not the ideal version, will probably go up in price as well, so yeah. Disgaea 3 Absence of Justice is also on the PlayStation Vita with all the DLC, I'm assuming, and some more stuff, so, but yeah, this is, Disgaea 4 is, there's also Disgaea 4, Promised Unforgotten, however, that game is not on the PlayStation Store, so yeah. I also want to point out some of these games I've not played yet, so I can't really say if they're good or not. So yeah, Tales of Xillia, it's supposed to be a pretty good one. So, and it's, according to PriceCharting.com, it's about a $20 game, but it's also in the PlayStation Store. Record of Agris War 2 and Agris War 0. Yeah, both of these are on the PlayStation Store. Don't know how much they go for on the PlayStation Store, but yeah. That's all the JRPG. So, and of course, it's not to mention any Western RPGs or games like Dragon's Dogma or and whatnot. So, but yeah, these games I have a feeling will really start to go in price, and that is Project Diva series. I have Project Diva F and F Second. F Second is also, both these are also available on the Vita. However, F Second is has cross save. Project Diva F doesn't, because the PS3 version came out after the Vita version, and this version has most of the DLC on it. I want to say it's missing just the extra Vocaloids, or the extra characters, but yeah, it's the PS3 version is a great version. I personally kind of prefer the Vita or the PS3 version, because you can use the analog sticks because you have to use the analog sticks for the star notes, whereas the Vita version you have to use the touchscreen. There's no way to change that. So, but yeah, Project Diva F. This version will probably become more desirable because it has all the DLC songs on the disc. So, but yeah, Project Diva F. But like I said, F Second. F Second is my favorite. I love this game. I've put over 130 hours to this game. Such a great game, and it's also available in Vita, and it has cross saves. So yeah. So that being said, the Vita version also started to go up in price. The physical PS3 version is still affordable. It's like a $20 game. Same with Project Diva F. So, but the Vita version of Project Diva F Second, I got brand new off Amazon for like $50, for almost 50. So yeah, I feel like that version will really start to go up in price because it's also a Vita game, and Vita collecting is starting to get a little insane. Last I checked. So yeah. Soul Calibur 5, not my favorite Soul Calibur, but hey, it's on the PlayStation Store, and if you want to get it, well, now's the time. Also, there's DLC for it. Infamous 1 and Infamous 2. Let me just show the actual disc. So, there you go. And yeah, I also have the Super Voucher. So, now, Infamous 1 isn't the first game isn't available on its own in the PlayStation Store. If you want to get this game digitally, you have to get the Infamous collection, which includes Infamous 1, Infamous 2, and Infamous Festival of Blood, and all the DLC for Infamous 2. So there's also a free piece of DLC for Infamous 1 that includes the Gigawatt Blades. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Infamous series. I love those games. God of War collection includes first two God of Wars. Both of them are playable in 16:9 1080p, and these are a great way to play them. So around the PlayStation Store for $10, I want to say. Don't quote me on that. I know there are quite a few games that are $10 on the PlayStation Store. Twisted Metal. I love this game personally. I know just people weren't really a fan of it, but I love this game, and I highly recommend this. Like I said, it's on the PlayStation. It's also on the PlayStation Store. They did shut down the servers for this, so the online pass is useless. So I wouldn't recommend getting that. But yeah, get this while you can. And lastly, two of these games are on the 360, and one of them is also available on PC. But Metal Gear Solid HD Collection and Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Both of these are the Metal Gear Solid series are great games. Again, both of these are on the 360, and Metal Gear Rising is on PC. However, you kind of need a mod to get this to play decently, but yeah, these are great games. Both of these. I'm not sure about the HD collection, but I know Metal Gear Rising is on the PlayStation Store. I think. Yeah, could be wrong about that, but yeah, these are great games. I can't recommend them enough. So, yeah, the one that I know is on the PlayStation Store, at least I think, I do remember it was added at one point, and actually no, it should be on the PlayStation Store because they gave it away for free as like one of the last few PS3 games. But Metal Gear Solid 4: Guns of the Patriots is only on the PlayStation 3, and it is awesome. It is my favorite game of the 7th generation. So yeah, it's on the PlayStation Store and is very worth checking out. I'm not sure how much the physical copy goes for, but I remember getting this for like $8, I want to say, like a couple of years ago, back in 2014. Which, man, feels like such a long time ago. But yeah, I love Metal Gear Solid 4. So like I said, also on the PlayStation Store. So there you have it. So there's probably tons of other games that I've not even mentioned that I've either not played or I don't own. They're on the PlayStation Store, whether it's a PS2 game or a PS1 game or a PS3 game, or even the minis, because the PlayStation or the minis are playable on both PS3, Vita, or are playable on PS3, Vita, and PSP. So, and some of them are like indie games that are like mobile games. I think one of them is actually Angry Birds, if you're into that. But yeah, so that is really all I have to say. If there are any games I didn't bring up or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hell, maybe you might put me onto a game that I've not even heard of, and maybe I'll snag it hopefully I'll snag it before it gets taken off PlayStation's, or before the store shuts down. And if there are any more games I end up buying and playing before they shut down the PlayStation Store for these platforms, I'll probably do a part 2 of this video. So I think there are also other games that are on the PlayStation Store that I probably haven't even thought of. So I will probably do a follow-up talking about those games as well. So that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I am CoffinSkate signing off. Subscribe for more content, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.